let's go to the mailbag. First of all, every time I read this guy, I always think Jackie Johnson, our boy Jackie. So this guy's name is Jackie Jones. But Jackie, how long has it been since Jackie's passed? Like 4 years?
Has it been that long?
It's been a while, but he missed.
3.
I mean, I missed out on some incredible trolling with the Braves sweeping the Marlins. And he's missed out too on the Falcons being 0-5 and firing their coach and stuff. So
he'd be giving it to you hard.
Oh, we would have been but the last 4 years of the Dolphins have been terrible. Speaking of that, let's just go real quick. Let's discuss can we call it a performance of the Miami Hurricanes against the Clemson Tigers this week? Why is it that Miami? Like, how long has it been since they've beaten a quality program? How many years has it been?
It's been a long time.
It's got to be really frustrating down there because every year you think it's like, or maybe, you know what, maybe you guys are really good, but you're just in an era.
No, what it's happening is now this is the first year we finally got a real good offensive coordinator. We've got some stud running backs. We got a senior quarterback that's really good, but we went against the number one team in the nation, and there's some things that we need to upgrade on. And I think we're on our way to being a top 10 team for many years to come. Before we were laughing stock. So I'm good with it, bro. It's Clemson.
And perfect example. Well, then this is the same boat. Like Georgia has a great program. Unfortunately, they are just in a league in a right. They're playing against the Alabamas here too. So it's like you can't it's very difficult to be number one when Nick Saban and Dabo Sweeney have got this many good players every year.
Bro, could you believe that Red River shootout?
Yeah, all these college games have been ridiculous. But there was a stat I saw that double-digit underdogs in college football were like 34-17 going in this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, and literally 10 of them had won their games outright.
Yeah.
Double digits. So it's like there's been a lot of
How about LSU?
Crazy game. I mean, Conrad was right. The coach is out there with his shirt off, probably trying to get laid all the time, and then the team sucks. They do. They stink this year, Mississippi State put 600 yards up against them. Do you see how many they scored against Kentucky this weekend?
Yep.
2. Jesus. All right, let's get to the mail. So Jackie Jones and the subject is the return of Cody Rhodes' ego. Disco. Last week, Cody Rhodes returned to Dynamite to once again book himself to be a main focus on the show, despite it being advertised as a Jericho Celebration episode, and he's now once again the TNT champion. Yippee. What makes it stand out, though, is that even the AEW fans aren't happy about it. Disco and Conan, do you think that maybe the bloom is finally off the rose when it comes to Cody and the AEW fans? Also, what do all three of you guys think of Cody once again being a main roster star despite nearly a year of him not drawing ratings in the same position? I'll answer this first. First of all, Cody is easily one of the best characters on the show because his stuff's always serious. That sticks out like a sore thumb on a show that's centered around Saturday Night Live style comedy. The AEW fans are unhappy about it, so I don't know, bro. They're doing this super duper long angles, storytellings, and however they're doing it. And how he said it might have been months ago. Cody was coming out and he always had an entourage. He kind of was heelish and stuff. And bro, it's like this guy's doing. If the fans now are even kind of turning on him a little bit, and if this is all by design, it's like that's fine. But in professional wrestling, bro, on weekly, that's the thing. When you're doing weekly TV, your angles can't last 6 months long. You gotta because if you want fans to watch, engage and stuff, you have to do things to get new fans and stuff. And so but they don't really do a lot of short term 3-4 week storytelling stuff. I guess they just assume they have their fans and this is the show they're going to put on. So
I'm looking at his letter, and one of the things that he says is that fans aren't happy about him. So it says, okay, last week Cody Rhodes returned to Dynamite to once again book himself to be a main focus on the show, despite it being advertised as Jericho Celebration episode, and he's now against the TNT champion. What makes it stand out, though, is that even the AEW fans aren't happy about it. Are the fans talking about this, Joe or DI, that they don't like it?
Maybe this guy's a fan of Noah's. I don't know.
I think the AEW diehards live and die by whatever Cody does, but there is a segment of disgruntled fans that are, like we've said before, Cody's the Jeff Jarrett of AEW and like that.
So let me say this. if AEW fans aren't happy with him, that's news to me because I think he's their most over baby face, and he wasn't the main focus of the show. He didn't take nothing away from Jericho because the main focus of Jericho's show was Jericho. He got shout outs from Slash and Lance Storm. He's lucky he didn't ask me in DI because we would have buried him. He was in the main event. He did the Saturday Night Live credits. It was his show. He didn't get upstaged. So I don't know if this guy personally doesn't like Cody and he's throwing shade, because I haven't heard the fans rebelling on him. Now, he also says he's not a ratings draw. I don't follow his ratings patterns, but he has had good matches and promos, so I'm not sure what you mean that he's not a ratings draw. I think that he's like the most over guy.
He's not a channel changer.
And you can tell this. He's actually one of the very few good things AEW does right, because he probably writes and produces his own shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. I didn't feel that he needed the belt back that fast, or unless he was going to give it to Orange Cassidy, which I really would be too fast, but they're really behind Orange, so who knows?
I think, like we said on the AEW review on Patreon, I wouldn't be surprised if Cassidy gets a quick one on him. See, I know some of the lingo there. And then Cody turns heel and beats the shit out of him, Is that right? Gets a quick one on him?
What
I don't
lingo
know.
did you just use?
I read that Chief Jay Strongbow used to say that in WWE backstage. Get a quick one on him, like a quick roll-up or whatever.
All right.